Hi there, elites. Welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Destiny. I'm an event planner, I'm a business coach, and also a mom of 3 incredible boys. And I'm also someone who's just trying to make it all work in my 9 to 5, in my multiple businesses, in my family, and while still holding on to my dreams. Now, today's video is not going to be a tutorial, it's not going to be a step-by-step guide on, any of those things that we usually talk about. Today is going to be a real and honest conversation from one woman to another about what it really looks like to juggle life. To go in between being a mom, being a business person, a planner, and also a dreamer, someone who has things to achieve. How do you do all of this? I'm going to be walking us through about 10 points in my life, or 10 items in my life, I would say. Now, people always ask me, how do you do it all? How do you juggle all of these things? And sincerely speaking, speaking really, really frankly, I don't know how I do it. But I just know that I am driven by my drive. Now, I know it may not make sense, but there's this thing that wakes me up at night. It keeps me up. There's this, when you have this passion, this desire to want to be something, and it just keeps you up at night, and you know that you have to do whatever it takes to get it, right? So that's what keeps me, and it helps me it may be tough, it may be hard, it may be sometimes unachievable, but it helps me to not give up. I just keep going. I know many times people say, it's in vain to keep going. But I'm sorry, what is chasing me might not be what is chasing you. So, but I know for myself, I know that my drive and my purpose, and wanting to fulfill what God has destined for me to fulfill, keeps me up, keeps me on it. So that's one. Now, 2, there is something about balancing. For me, balance means, it doesn't mean having equal time for everything, proportioning like an equal amount of time for everything. Say every day 1 hour for this, 1 hour for that. For me, it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that mechanical. On my own end, what balance means, giving what's needed in that particular moment. At every point in time, I give the required amount of time, the required amount of energy, the required amount of attention to what I need to do at that particular time. For example, every day between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., I try to take a nap because my kids usually get back from school by like 4:35. So taking a nap by 2 to 4 helps me to relax and helps me to get my mind back together before they come back with chaos. You know what that means? Having 3 boys, what that means, right? So once they come back, I'm already like rejuvenated. I can hold them again strong, right? So I'm not worn out. Now, at that point in time, it doesn't mean that I didn't have other tasks that I need to do. I didn't have other work. No. But sleeping at that time is really needed, is important at that time. So I take it. For me, that's balancing. So when it happens that something important is not lagging, is not being kept undone, that is finding a good balance. Another thing I do is I have people help me do some chores like cooking, cleaning, so they take off all that work for me so that I can focus on the more, the bigger things, like the more important things. That for me is balancing, finding a way to handle things such that it's not overwhelming for you. That for me is balance. So I'm hoping that you too, as a mom, as a woman who's listening to this, can find your own balance as well and make it all work. Now, another point is what keeps me going. Like I said, my drive, my desire to want to be something keeps me going. Another thing that keeps me going is creating a better life for my boys. I am someone who I didn't really get, many of us as we were growing up didn't really get most of the things that we would have wanted to have as children. And so when we grow up, it's right to want to have, to want to create something more better for your children, right? So I'm sure even when they grow up too, they will be like, they didn't have what they wanted to, and just the thing continues just like that. So yeah, creating a better life for my children is something that keeps me going. And then another thing that keeps me going is the desire to want to build something meaningful through Event Pro Coach. And it's not just, I want to be someone of impact. I want to be remembered for good. I don't want to be remembered because of how much money she has or how much accumulation she gathered. Those things are nice, but I'm more someone who wants to make meaning in people's lives. So those are the things that keeps me going. Yours might be different. So it's for you to find what drives you. What is that thing that could help you burn, that could help your desire burn more, right? So when those things, keep perturbing you, keep burning in your heart, you see that you always find a way to make things work out, right? Now, another thing that keeps me going is knowing that I am walking in purpose, knowing that I'm doing what I am meant to do. My name is Destiny. So I have always prayed to God that every single step I take, it has to be in line with your desire for me. It has to be in line with your path, with what you have laid down for me. So that is another thing that keeps me going. Now, I want to talk about working a 9-to-5 and still dreaming big. In 2025, trust me, it is hard. It is absolutely hard to keep a job, keep the demands of a job, especially in this city, in Calgary, and of course in the world, basically, where there's lots of layoffs, firing, job retrenchment, job issues here and there. So there's this, it's difficult to keep a job and still want to chase your desires, you want to build your business, right? Because of course your job requires you to be 100% present, and you may not even have time to put in another business. Especially if you're starting or growing a startup business, it's hard because it needs a lot of time, needs a lot of attention, but all the attention needs to go into your paying job. If you deviate from your paying job, you would see that you may start lagging and you may get fired because you're not being valuable anymore. So how do you manage those? How do you work it out? Now, what I do is I block out time. Sometimes I do early morning. So if my job resumes by, say, 9 a.m., I wake up 7 a.m. I do my business. I do things that are around my business between 7 to 9, right? And then I resume. Now, when I resume my job, I work from 9 to like 5. And from 5, I attend to family. I do kids, blah, 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 all of those things. And then once they all go to bed, I'm awake. Now, again, you see that it is tough. So it means that I've been working all day since 7. That's how it is. You can't have it all. So you have to choose what you want. So is it comfort or is it your dream? What I tell myself is I'm going to do what it takes now, because there comes a time when I will get comfort, right? So I do what it takes now, such that when that time comes, I'm not working at that time. I'm comforting and I'm enjoying myself at that time. Do you get me? Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the toughest part of being me. It's hard being me. Now, having to run multiple businesses, having to be a Christian, you have to be devoted to God, you have to be spiritually inclined, you have to read your Bible, you have to stay in the presence of God, you have to dwell, and those take time. And then you have to do your business, and then you have to do your 9 to 5, then you have to attend to family. Bro, alpha. It's killing. It's a lot. But God is helping us. We keep trying. We keep going as much as we can. By the grace of God. By the grace of God, we will not be broken. But God will see all our efforts and crown it with His goodness. Amen. Finally, so I just want to round up and say, before I round up, there's something that someone asked me, do you ever feel like giving up? And I said, 100% every single day. I ask myself, Destiny, what is this you're doing to yourself? Why are you doing all of this, for God's sake? It's not that you're hungry. It's not that maybe my husband is not making money or something. Why are you killing yourself? Why are you doing all of this? It's not about money. For me, it's not just about the pay at the end of the day, but it's about impact. It's about fulfilling myself. It's about being happy with myself, knowing that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm working in purpose, and then I'm being useful to life. Those things give me joy. So even though that I feel like giving up sometimes, it will help me to remind myself of why I started in the first place. So you see, I will not give up anymore. So now, to the mom, to the lady, to the woman who is just starting out there, to you who is just thinking, are you sure I can do all of this? Are you sure? Yes, you can. If Destiny can do it, you can do it. Now, let me tell you, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all put together. You don't have to have everything done properly before you start. Simply start with what you have. Simply start where you are. And before you know it, just keep being determined to grow, to see yourself move from one step to the other. And before you know it, you see yourself, you will look back and like, thank God I started. But if you don't start, you will never know, right? So I would say, just start. Just take that step. Do that thing that it needs to be done. Just make sure that it aligns with your goals, and it's something that you would gain, peace and joy from, such that at the end of the day, even though when the trials come, that joy and that peace, the desire or the aim, the goal with which you started at first, will help you remember, and it will help you stay focused and ahead and way ahead, right? So I'm going to stop here because I don't want this video to be too long. So if you made it this far, if you made it to the end of this video, I want to say thank you so much. This wasn't polished video, it was just personal, and it was something that I just wanted to share to women, to you out there. So if you're a woman, if you're a mom, if you're a dreamer, I want you to know that you're not alone. So drop a comment, hit subscribe, and let's grow together. And new videos drop every Friday at 5 p.m. Calgary time. So do tune in and let's win together. See ya. Bye.